Peace, love. Wanted to make a quick video. People don't understand what's really going on nowadays because we spend our days always busy doing either what we have to do or what we like to do. Half the time, people have to do something. They have to take care of their children, have to feed themselves, they have to, work. That's, okay, we know this. We all do it. We know this, okay? Some just do what they like. No. You're doing what you like, and then you're doing what you have to do. Meanwhile, you have this corrupt, I don't want to say corrupt, but you have corrupt entities who control the seat of power. And obviously, knowledge is power, so the one who sits at the seat has the most knowledge and knows shit. He knows that if he makes a false society, he makes a fake society where people are indoctrinated, new babies, new beings are indoctrinated. He can teach these new babies his society to benefit him. So now you got these new babies coming into the world, and you got this devil with all this knowledge, and he puts these fake constructs out here to distract us from what we truly should have our attention on, which is family, knowledge, because knowledge is God, truth is God, what you talking about. Truth, knowledge is the creator, because I just don't understand what makes people, if they disagree, like, no, that's not true. But the Almighty is Almighty. And if you understand who you are, what's inside of you, you will understand that link and that connection. But if you still think that you're the body, if you still run after materialistic shit, if you still chase pussy and ass and all this extra bullshit, you are not connected to your divine self. Because your divine self is within you, the spirit from the Almighty Creator. So the spirit controls matter. Because matter is temporary. Matter is the lowest dimension. Matter is the lowest vibration. In the world we live in, everything vibrates. So now you have people dwelling in the low vibratory states, which is the 3D. The 4 Fs: fuck, feed, flight, or fight. The reptilian brain, look it up. So we're disconnected from who we truly are. So you have to keep in mind that you are not the body, you are the soul. I mean, these are facts, this is truth. I will not come to you, waste my time lying to you. Go look it up. What do you think Superman? Who do you think Superman was? Don't look at his background, his ethnicity. Look at his attributes, his skill, where's he from? All these are signs. Every movie that comes out, Doctor Strange, every movie that comes out is telling you something about yourself and who you are. But if you don't know any of the ancient knowledge, if you don't even try to understand your culture, where you come from, you're going to suffer defeat over and over again. And every time you die and reincarnate, you're going to come back as a lower being because you refuse to honor your foremothers and forefathers. They left you pyramids. pyramids were built in another dimension, but they're the only thing that we can see that lasted through the decades. Those are the only constructs that are real, like that's been here millennia. They knocked down Twin Towers. Why did they knock down the pyramids? I wonder why. They didn't knock down the Sphinx. Wonder why. I mean, you have to know thyself. You have to study your culture. And what's that Bible verse? I gotta get better at keeping those in mind because I be having them. But it says, you know the truth shall set you free. Okay? So that's just history. So when you know history, you know who you are, where you came from. You come from, we come from intellectual beings. Beings that vibrate at a higher vibratory state. And if in your mind you're thinking about slavery, you haven't studied long enough. You haven't went back far enough. And you just need to go back past the 1500s, you feel me, past the 700s, you feel me? Like, you have to dig. But once you know who you are, it ties you back to the land. Now, people might ask, or I've been asked, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? They're still gonna shoot us down. Status doesn't matter. They can do what the fuck they want to do because they are governed. Now, in that statement, you just gave them authority over you. Whenever you refer to these entities as something of authority, you have just submitted to their jurisdiction. Are you submitted to their color of law? Title 18, 242. You might want to look that up. So when you submit to their colorable system, you have no rights. That's why people tell you you have no rights, because in some form or fashion, you've contracted to be in their jurisdiction. Now wait, people might ask, so Art, what are you talking about? I live 4444 7th Street, apartment 77. Feel me? What are you talking about? Well, for one, you just gave an address to where you stay, or where you say you stay. That's not your address. That's the postal system's address. So now when you confirm that that's your address, when you declare that's your address, you are now in their jurisdiction again, submitting to them. So these are the traps. Contracts. And the only way out of a contract, because you can't get out of a contract, is to rescind it. You have to give them notice of your rescission, because as a divine being, as a being of the Creator, a soul, a free sovereign soul, you have the right to enter and exit anything you choose to do so. But you have to know how to communicate. Throat chakra. That's where law comes in. That's where learning to draft instruments, affidavits, notice of removal, notice of appeal, or your motions, just if you want me to be in their system and operate in their system. I don't like their system. Well, our system. It's our system, but let's just say I don't like their seats of authority right now. I don't like how they control the system, because it's not right. But hey, I mean, that's why I go to the big dog, Secretary of State, Attorney General, because those are the ones who, takes that oath to the